A long time ago, in a faraway land, there lived a man named Moses. Moses had once lived in a big palace in Egypt, where he was raised as a prince. But one day, he had to leave Egypt and go far away because he made a big mistake. He saw an Egyptian hurting an Israelite slave, and in anger, Moses hurt the Egyptian. When Pharaoh found out, Moses became afraid and ran away to the land of Midian. Now, he lived a quiet life as a shepherd, taking care of sheep every day, walking through the fields and hills. Moses thought he would live like this forever, but deep inside, he felt there was something more he was meant to do. One day, as the sun shone bright in the sky, Moses walked with his sheep to a special place called Mount Horeb, known as the Mountain of God. The air was hot, and the ground was covered with dry sand and rocks. Moses was looking around when suddenly, he saw something very strange. There was a bush on fire, but the leaves were not turning to ash. Moses rubbed his eyes and took a step closer. "What is this?" he whispered to himself. "Why is this bush not burning up? I must go and see it." As he got closer, a voice called out from the flames, "Moses! Moses!" Moses froze in shock. His heart beat fast. "Here I am," he said, his voice shaky. "Do not come any closer," the voice said. "Take off your sandals, because you are standing on holy ground." Moses quickly took off his sandals and fell to his knees. He covered his face with his hands because he was scared to look at the burning bush. Then, the voice spoke again, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I have seen how my people are suffering in Egypt. I have heard their cries for help. I know they are in pain, and I have come to rescue them. I am sending you, Moses, to bring them out of Egypt." Moses' eyes widened. "Me? But who am I to go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? I am just a shepherd," he said. "But God said, I will be with you. And as a sign, when you bring the people out of Egypt, you will worship me on this mountain." Moses was still unsure. What if they do not believe me? What if they ask who sent me? God answered, "Tell them, I am who I am has sent you." Moses felt nervous. "But Lord, I am not good at speaking. I get nervous, and my words do not come out right." God replied, "Who gave people their mouths? Who makes them speak or stay silent? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go, and I will help you speak." Moses still felt afraid. "Lord, please send someone else." God was patient, but he wanted Moses to listen. "Your brother Aaron will go with you. He speaks well. I will tell you what to say, and you will tell Aaron. Now go, and do not be afraid." Finally, Moses obeyed. He went home and told his wife and children what had happened. Then, he took his staff, gathered his things, and set out on a journey back to Egypt. His heart was full of questions, but he trusted God. As Moses walked through the desert, he thought about his people, the Israelites, who were suffering in Egypt. They were slaves, working hard every day, with no rest. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, was cruel to them. Moses knew it would not be easy to face Pharaoh, but he remembered God's promise to be with him. After many days of traveling, Moses finally reached Egypt. He met his brother Aaron, and together they went to see Pharaoh. "Let my people go," Moses told Pharaoh. Pharaoh laughed. "Who is this God that I should listen to him? I will not let the Israelites go." Moses and Aaron warned him, "If you do not let them go, God will show his power." But Pharaoh's heart was hard. He refused. So, God sent many troubles to Egypt. First, he turned the river water into blood. Then, frogs covered the land. There were flies, sickness, and darkness. Each time, Pharaoh promised to let the people go, but he always changed his mind. Moses prayed, and God gave him strength. He did not give up. Finally, after many signs, Pharaoh let the Israelites go. Moses led them out of Egypt, through the desert, and toward the land God had promised them. As they traveled, the Israelites faced many challenges. They grew tired and hungry. They complained to Moses, saying, "Why did you bring us here? We had food in Egypt." Moses prayed to God, and God sent manna from heaven to feed them. Water flowed from a rock when they were thirsty. God showed them He would always take care of them. One day, they reached the Red Sea, and Pharaoh's army chased after them. The people were scared. "Moses, what do we do?" they cried. Moses lifted his staff, and God parted the sea. The Israelites walked through on dry ground, and when they reached the other side, the sea closed on Pharaoh's army. They were safe. Moses and the people sang a song of thanks to God. They learned that God would always be with them, no matter how hard things seemed. Moral lessons. 1. God has a plan for everyone. Even when we feel small and unimportant, God knows what we can do and has a special plan for us. 2. We must trust God. Sometimes we feel afraid, but when we trust God, He gives us the courage to do great things. 3. God helps us in hard times. Just like He heard the Israelites' cries, God hears us when we call for help. If you enjoyed this inspiring story of Moses and the burning bush, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Share this story with your friends and family. And remember, God has a plan for you too. Stay tuned for more uplifting animated Bible stories that teach valuable life lessons.